Hello and welcome to the AllMadeUp podcast with me, Harry Stachini.
Me, Lewis Coleman.
And me, Ben Hart.
The show where each week a guest joins us in the writer's room to create a story like you and we have never heard before.
Not quite knowing what's around the corner or what we'll find along the way, as this podcast is exactly what it says on the tin.
Está todo hecho. Oh, it's all made up. That was Spanish.
I like that, Ben.
Yeah.
It was what I would describe that. Bueno. It was very bueno.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, tengo bon dia. That means have a good day.
I will.
I've learnt two things today. That's it.
Well, I think you're referencing the Spanish language there because of our new listeners.
Well, we have had a couple of downloads in Mexico, actually.
Don't say a couple, mate. Right, okay.
Yeah, don't
say a couple.
mention the
No,
number.
yeah, just mention the location,
Couple
right?
of thousand, yeah. And it was in what was the place called? I googled it. It was like the most beautiful place in Mexico.
Yeah.
I was like, "What are you doing listening to this podcast? Like, should be enjoying yourself. Like, get on the beach, go jet skiing, something like that."
But we've had a good week on the pod with new listeners and people finding us.
Yeah,
So we want to say hello to everyone that's new to the podcast. Thank you very much for getting on this journey with us.
Hola.
Hola. Yeah.
And what was the other place? Barbados. We had someone from Barbados, actually.
Hello.
Yeah, well,
They speak English.
yeah, they do.
That is their language.
That is their language.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're picking them up here, there, and everywhere. But the last couple of weeks have been very positive. So thank you very much for getting involved. Obviously, people are telling people about the pod, and you must, I don't know, wherever you're finding us. The main thing is you're enjoying it, and that's important.
Or they're just downloading it. They might not be enjoying
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
We hope you're enjoying it.
I reckon they are.
This is premium content.
But we'd like you to
Yeah.
just keep downloading it anyway.
Yeah.
Even if you're not, please. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
good.
Multiple devices.
Yeah.
And then
They all count.
in a few years' time, we could do a pod somewhere in Mexico. Live from Juarez. something
Live
like
from Cancun.
that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
lively. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a place in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other places in Mexico? Any
Quite a
advance
few.
on-
Quite a few.
Mexico
places.
City. Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Isn't that the biggest city in the world?
I
I think it's the biggest city in the world.
How was it?
Apart from Beijing.
It's a big claim. Yeah, Beijing.
Yeah.
Hopefully some listeners in Beijing soon. We've still not actually reached Beijing, but we're coming for you.
I think there's
Yeah.
limitations, isn't there, on downloads in China? So I think it might be hindering us quite a lot, the CCP.
Well, we should be
Yeah.
breaking through any sort of barrier. Everybody should have access to this content.
with our momentum,
Or
yeah.
maybe if you're you're desperate to get it, you're using a VPN and it's actually putting you in a different country, but you're in fact living in Beijing. So maybe
I
that
would-
listener in Barbados.
I would
Yeah.
bloody love a VPN user. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's someone who's actually putting the effort in
Yeah.
to listen to this content
Keeps powdered milk in the basement.
in a bunker.
Yeah, exactly. I want to.
GC Ping's listening from Barbados.
Yeah, a complete Fruit Loop, but he's like mad on the pod. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, we end up like
Listens in combat trousers.
we end up at some like satellite in years to come, some millionaire evil guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just love the pod. Get up there.
Yeah,
We'll do it.
sat there polishing a gun
Listening to us.
every Tuesday, singing along to the song. It's made up again.
Great
But
soundtrack though.
It is a good soundtrack, and it's been a good week for all of us. We've all. Well, I had an advert job today, didn't I?
Yeah, Harry had an advert job for, well, it was a voiceover job for, believe it or not, Manchester City. And he's a,
Manchester
not-
United fan.
but not just that,
Yeah.
you might not know, you probably do know, he's not even from Manchester.
Yeah.
No.
It's an absolute imposter. He's from Milton Keynes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's got this accent, so I don't know what's going on or how you've managed it, but it's fucking fraudiola, innit?
Honestly, off the mic. Yeah. Honestly, off the mic, he's like, "All right, governors, how you doing?"
Yeah. Clean chimneys at the weekend. But it was good today. I had to do a little thing for. I'm pretty sure I can say it. I'm pretty sure I can say it.
Well, yeah, let's. It might not even make it yet.
It
You
might
know
not
what I
even
mean?
make
So
it.
let's not jeopardize your chances.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it was a social media voiceover ad.
Yeah.
So, like, I know you was probably thinking TV advert first. It's not quite at that level. The fee wasn't huge. But you've got on the ladder, so well done.
Yeah. Appreciate that patronising little touch.
And you've also said the manager not 2 minutes ago, so they work
Yeah, but
out.
it's for City, innit?
Yeah.
Like, you can say it's for City.
Yeah, it's for City.
Yeah, they'll be non-league soon anyway, won't they? So we won't have to worry about that. Nobody will care.
Yeah. But it was a nice experience to be in a booth. You know what I mean? When I
Yeah.
put the
Fire in the booth.
Exactly what went through my head when I put the headphones on, and I was like, "This is." Do you know? It's just a quiet, innit? Like it's. Do you know you can like hear silence? You know what I mean? When it's just completely.
Did you not start feeling like, well, tonight, thank God it's...
Yeah.
Start doing
Stop it,
Band-Aids.
Harry. We're trying to do something serious
just
here.
read what's on the paper, please. But it was an enjoyable experience. But obviously, I'm late to the advert party. Obviously, you boys thespians, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure I'm allowed to say the actual brand because I might get in trouble for the actual brand, but it's
Soft.
I'm currently the voice. I'm soft. Soft. I'm currently the voice for a major car retailer in the UK on the radio. You'll hear my voice. I'm an expert, but I can't say what it is. I don't think, or I get in trouble. But
Ski Electric.
No, they sell a lot of products for cars and bikes.
Yeah.
Might be a clue for you.
I think I know which shop you're talking about.
Yeah, well, there's not like many of them, so there's a...
Evans.
No, very different ones. Let's stop guessing. Yeah, because there's not that many there. So you've done some voiceover, right, Lewis?
I've not done voiceovers. I've done actual TV adverts. And it was for a company called Beer Livery. And you can Google this. It's on YouTube. It's on the YouTube. And it's essentially, I deliver some nappies. And my line was, nappies. And that was it. And I think I got like 1,500 quid for that.
TV.
And I have to go down to London. Let me tell you about the audition process. Have I told you about this before? I think I have.
Yeah.
So essentially, the audition process for this, it was in the middle of COVID. So it was, I had to do it via webcam on Zoom. I turned on the Zoom, got into like the lobby, and it was like 3 people, director, producer, someone else, just sort of being there. And it was like, right, okay, Lewis, so your line is nappies. What we want you to do is we want you to put your finger on the webcam, remove your finger from the webcam as if you've pressed a doorbell, and then say the word nappies.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is just bizarre. I was like, okay. So I went, nappies. And they went, Lewis, that's great. But this time, we really want you imagining that webcam is the doorbell and like just really see it. I was like, okay. Nappies. They went, that's great. That's really great. Thank you. We'll be in touch. We'll see. Like pretty much. And then end. It was like, it must have been a 2-minute audition max. And I just thought,
no way.
There's no chance. That like, I mean, why? Like, I didn't do anything special. And then like, I think it was like the next day, it was like, yeah, you've been penciled for this. And then before you know it, you've got the job.
Amazing.
We've never seen a more natural doorbell presser in our entire lives.
Delivering nappies.
Yeah.
But then when I got to set, when I went to...
I actually shit myself when he pressed the doorbell. I was like, I need them fucking nappies. I mean, that was superb.
Well,
now pull your knickers up. I'm done.
I'm done.
Yeah,
so
the sugar cube.
on the set, on the actual set, obviously, I was like later in the day. Bearing in mind, I had a high temperature on the set. That got found out in the morning. So I stayed in London.
Was it COVID times?
This is in the middle of height of COVID.
Right, okay,
so obviously I go down to London and then I'm on set the next day and I get there in the morning and then they take a temperature reading and they're like, your temperature's high. And I'm like, and like what?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing I can. I'm here now. Like
I'm stressed.
I'm amongst everyone. They was like, yeah, we're gonna have to see about this. And then a few hours passed by, and then they took my temperature again, and then they were like, oh no, it's actually okay now. But it was proper panic stage. They didn't have anyone else do it.
Did you have your cold someone did the first one?
Yeah,
He'd left it there.
I was just on the spot. Yeah.
They're just going, just keep taking your clothes off.
No, I just kept practicing the doorbell thing, and that was just raising my body temperature.
Any reason why this thermometer's up my ass?
So I arrive. So it's time for me to actually do it. I'm at the door, and genuinely there was like, right, just before you finish, Lewis, we just want to get some shots of you actually pressing the doorbell on a close up.
Yeah.
So yeah, no problem. So I'm pressing the doorbell, and there was like, yeah, it's just not working, Lewis. It's not working. Not that the doorbell wasn't working. It was like me pressing it wasn't working. So I'm trying it again.
Plug it in then.
Yeah, there was like, no, it's Lewis. It's not working. Can you do it more naturally?
Wow.
As if how do you press a doorbell naturally? I'm just going, and then it was like, yeah, that's great. And then they didn't include that in the actual edit. It was just one
Still
shot.
it though. Still it.
Yeah.
I did a couple of adverts when I used to be an actor in my early 20s. You know Reece Daniel?
No.
From London. You'll know him. He's an actor.
Fucking what?
You'll know him.
Yeah,
You'll know him. You'll know him. He's on your... You're mutual friends with him with me, actually. He's from
Do you know
London.
Reece Daniel?
He's good friends with Ross.
You'll know him.
He's friends with Ross McGrain.
All right, okay.
Yeah. But I used to do a lot of stuff with him, so I did a first direct advert where I was dressed as Widow Twanky.
Right, yeah,
And,
Aladdin.
Yeah, so we were all characters, and we had to like... People used to like comment who were first direct people to whack the pinata, and they won like free money. But then another one was I did a stop smoking Ipswich advert, and me and him were together in the advert, and we were doing the advert, and they were like, "We need you to look like you're more together," and I was just like, "What is for a stop smoking commercial?" And they were like, it was just like a bit distasteful. They were like, "We need you to sound like you're together. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And they were like, we need you to sound like you two are together. And then they went, I went, do you need me to sound gay? And then they went, yeah.
Wow.
I was like, how awful is that?
So what was your what voice did you do?
I don't know. I just like went, I'd like to start smoking, please. I'd be interested in a vape. Yeah. What do you do with that?
Like you have a different voice suddenly.
Yeah. Sexual. Yeah, but also it's quite a progressive industry.
Exactly.
Well, to be fair, I've got a few more stories I could be telling about adverts, but we'll save them for another pod because we need to say who our guest is for today, Harry. So, who is our guest for today?
Our guest for today, everybody, is the brilliant Aaron Wood, who is a friend of ours, comedian. You might recognise him from the Spread Negativity podcast, very popular online. I was actually on the podcast with them, I think, back in April. Him and Liam Tuffy have it. They've got a great little studio, great little pod. Aaron had a very successful Edinburgh run, selling out a few shows, going up there with his I think it was his first debut show. I actually did support for him beforehand. But we're excited to have him on the pod.
Aaron was actually, I think, the third gig I ever did was at a place called The Rigger, I think, in
Stockton upon
Stoke. Is it
it's
Stoke?
In Stoke, yeah, but it's in Newcastle upon
Lime.
Under Lime, Newcastle under Lime.
Right, okay, we got there.
Yeah.
And that's where I met him for the first time doing a gong show. So I might actually bring that up on the pod after and say, do you remember when we first met? And I haven't seen him a lot since. I've only seen him every now and again.
He's a nice lad. He did a compilation show at Edinburgh as well, didn't he?
Yes.
Really well.
Yeah, which you was on, which we might end up chatting about later as well. But yeah, I reckon it's time to get into it. Do you?
I reckon it is as well, yeah.
What do you think, Ben?
I'm ready.
Right. Well, this is going to be All Made Up with Aaron Wood. So enjoy it.
Vamos.
It's all made up again. It's all made up again. It's all made up again. It's all made up again.
And we're back. We're on. Yeah, all right, okay, yeah. And we're back, everybody, with the brilliant Aaron Wood.
How you doing? Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Much. It was fucking midnight though, so I apologise for that.
Yeah, but mate, it's the effort that you've obviously been doing your pod, which we spoke about in the intro. We gave you a little bio, mate. We always do.
Oh, you did an intro that I wasn't here for?
Yeah, mate, always. You said you might recognise him from the Spread Negativity podcast.
Oh, they won't.
Mate, you're doing pretty well online, you boys.
It's going fine. It's fine.
Well, are you saying that because it's not where you want it to be yet?
Yeah, but it's just stand-up. Parameters for success changed. When we started out, we wanted 1,000 listeners, and then as soon as we got him, we were like, we want 2,000, and then 10,000 followers. Oh, I want 20. You never stop.
Yeah, you're never satisfied.
Yeah, well, we've got listeners now in Mexico, mate.
Yeah?
Yeah, because people go on holiday in Mexico, so it's not the Mexicans listening to it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just people
You Google the place, right? It was the most beautiful place in the world. And I'm like, why is someone listening to this podcast there? Yeah.
So to be fair, it might actually be midnight somewhere, whoever's listening to this.
Yeah. Well, we were saying we really want some like conspiracy nut who's a fan of this to be sat in his bunker polishing a Kalashnikov as he listens to this, just being like, these lads have got their heads screwed.
Kalashnikov.
Yeah. What a name.
Do you know what's mad? I've heard him say the word Kalashnikov, I would say about 20 times in our
Do you know what
friendship.
Kalashnikov is?
It's a gun.
It's an
It feels like
AK-47.
you've been saying it so often, so that we ask one day, and then you get to tell everyone what it is.
It's a Russian gun, but it's an AK-47. That is a
Just
classic.
say AK-47.
Yeah, but it's not the technical.
I think he said the word Kalashnikov 3 or 4 times in different episodes as well.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
love that word.
Yeah,
It's how it comes out your mouth.
What other words do you say a lot? What other
crackers.
Crackers.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I pulled you on that as well
Yeah,
when you did
crackers.
ours. Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's like the idea. George Zach.
Vocabulary of a 48-year-old man.
Thank me, Dad. I said the other day. I said top. I went someone. You went away on holiday, and I said, was it top? And she was like, what? I was like, was it good? She was like, yeah. And I was like, I don't think top's like an old thing. It's just like it's top.
Yeah, but top should be followed by, was it top glass?
I was like, did you have a good time away? Was it top?
I would never.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
But let's not dissect my lexicon. Obviously, Spread Negativity.
Yes.
You had a good Edinburgh as well, didn't you?
Yeah, really good. Yeah. Did I see you in Edinburgh?
Yeah, I actually approached Beth, who, for anyone that's Aaron's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Approached
In
her,
what way?
She was flying. Said hello. I didn't see you. I was meant to do your gig, and I can't remember why I didn't end up doing it in the end. I was meant to, but I can't remember why.
See me fucking getting rid of everything in my day so I can do this. You don't do that for me.
He cancelled twice because he cancelled the night I was on as well.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Well, I was just about to say, do you remember me seeing you in the street when you was flyering them chaps, them like lads in the late 20s, and then you were flyering them, and I came over. I was like, oh, that's a sick gig that you had that there last night, pretending that I'd been last night, trying to convince them. And then you were like, yeah.
Go along with it.
Do you remember the gig that you were on?
Yeah, I do.
That you came to?
Yeah, I do.
That was
I
chaos.
wanted to clip that so badly, but like, oh my god, it was just too much for 1 minute. Do you know what I mean? Like, it
Mad,
was a
wasn't
lot. There was 2 lads, and the only reason they were at the gig is because they followed the drag queens that were in my venue.
All right.
They just followed them essentially, and ended up at my gig. And yeah, it was a lot. It was fun.
Well, yes, Ben. From what Ben told us, it was like he was just telling everyone to shut up.
Just tell everyone to shut up for 10 minutes. That's all.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It's a weird approach.
But it was that classic Edinburgh late night show on a Saturday night. It was just
And when they love like, oh, say it again. Shut up.
Probably where our listeners in Mexico came from.
Yeah.
Went back being like, we met this crazy, what gringo.
Yeah, Gringo, yeah.
Local gringo.
Well, not coming for you repeating Kalashnikov over again, are they? So.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, you had good Edinburgh.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, really fun. I'm not broke.
Nice
Not
feeling.
broke after coming back there, which is all you can hope for, I guess. I didn't lose 50
I think you
grand.
underselling it there,
And
man. I
now,
think you did amazing.
In terms of the show itself, like, what was your process for like writing it? Was it like from own experience? Like, how do you come down to write?
Well,
a
Harry
show?
helped a little bit actually. He came to one of my previews and gave me notes. We did a little parents' evening afterwards, in a bar. So it was just all the stuff that I had and just trying to weave a narrative. Because I've been gigging for like 5 years now, and it was just all the last 4 years that I still enjoy doing and just weaving a narrative. So I started with like an hour and 10 and just slowly whittled it down to like 45 until it was like tight and stuff. And it went well. It was good.
It's nice. I think as well, it's like, you know yourself. It's like, it's not going to be the best show you've ever done because the next one's going to be better. But it's like it will be. It will be. But it's like a process of like, I just have to engage in the process of writing. So like that show that you've done, are you now thinking of the next thing?
Yeah. So I don't, I'm trying to just do an entirely different 45 minutes next year.
Yeah, I'm the same.
So it's tough sort of like trying to throw stuff out, and because I'm not trying to think of toppers or tags to any pre-existing stuff because I don't care about it anymore. I don't want it.
There's no attachment to it.
Yeah, I'm just done with it. I don't want to. And like, I had a good run this year. People really like the show, and I'm sort of hoping they'll come again next year. I want them to see new stuff, and yeah, it's tough to just sort of start from scratch again.
Yeah,
because everything else is born from a tag to something else that's already pre-existing.
Yeah.
Now there's none of that.
It's quite humbling.
Yeah.
When you're like, because you have to.
I'm not funny, bro. It's rough.
Yeah. You're having to like convince yourself, going, I've not forgotten how to do this.
It's like second album syndrome, isn't it? Because it's like you've done something which you feel like you've done well at, and then you're starting again from scratch, and it's like, I'm going to be compared now to the thing that I've already put out there in a way. Especially for returning people, because it's like, they'll be bringing people new, and it's like, oh, this guy's great. But you're then delivering all your new material, and it'll be...
Yeah, your first show might be like your whole life.
Yeah.
And then like after you've done that, where do you go?
What
you told your whole life story.
Yeah. I know what
You
you're
got to
saying.
choose something else then.
I've got an idea for like next year's show, but like, yeah, it's so early days. I've not got anything, like not even at the point where I could do it on stage yet, really.
You'll smash
But
it,
your
mate,
writing style, from my point of view, is very much like you talk about your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You talk about real things in your world. It's not political. It's not like big issues.
I'm too thick for all that stuff.
Well, I just think it's the idea of it's what works for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the idea of having to like dig out yourself continually, it can be difficult because you're a bit like, well, where do I go next with
it's draining when you've got like no money as well and stuff, and you're just doing the same thing every day. Like I need to go to like fucking America or something for like fucking 3 months and just do stuff.
Yeah,
Like when you're just living at home with your missus and nothing new's happening, you.
Because you can't afford to do anything either.
Yeah, that's
you know
it,
what I mean?
yeah.
It's like all I can do is exist in this room and try and be creative, but it's so hard.
You can't do an hour show about that either, can you? That'd be a long show.
You could probably do a play about it. It wouldn't be very funny.
It's called Waiting for Godot.
I did a lot of plays at the Fringe this year, depending on what day you came to be fair. It was...
Yeah, that's just part of the process, isn't it? But I think it's like getting comfortable as well, being on stage and like taking your time with things.
Yeah.
But when you actually start like writing bits, then do you go? So I'm trying to think of like a bit that I've seen you do where you had to go and wank off your girlfriend's horse, didn't you?
I did that like twice and never. I didn't. Okay, right. No, clip it. That never happens. No. What? Okay. That's mad. That's the first thing you came up because that's not a bit of material that I've ever had.
Yeah, I remember you telling me and being like, if I can't make this funny, and I was like,
yeah.
You
Well, I
had to go and
couldn't.
relieve a horse, didn't you?
No, so I think there's still something in it, and I do want to. I do want to explore it.
Relieves it. It's like it was
How old are you?
yeah.
Relieve a horse.
No, just in the middle of lockdown, I lived with Beth and said to her, I was like, "What? How are the horses doing, or whatever?" Because she's got horses. And the next day, she goes, "Oh yeah, tomorrow, Pepper, he's having his It's already named when she got it. She wants me to make sure everyone knows that. Do you know what I mean?
Crack pepper.
Yeah. She go in there. He's having his willy clean tomorrow. I was like, instantly, I was like, you say again? I've been in like a bait of like fucking lockdown depression for 4 months, and then I just sprung up like a meerkat. I was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? He's having his dick cleaned. And I went down, and the woman was exactly how you'd imagine. And she wasn't like a vet or anything. Like,
5 lads in Slazengers with pressure washers.
No.
But I just thought that's so funny. Like I thought she was going to get the horse and put it on its back. You know, like when your chain falls off your bike. I was like, I didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, so go on, talk us through the process. What was it then? So how did she clean it?
She just like sort of fiddling with it from like underneath and stuff, and you're looking for, this is like
a sponge. Have a sponge.
No, she's got the gloves on and she's like pulling out. So basically,
pulling out stuff.
Yeah. So if you leave smegma on your dick for long enough, it'll go hard and like a rock, and that's what she's getting rid of. This is why it's tough to do it on stage, because fucking every woman in the world recoils. Every bloke just goes, "You never been on a bender?" You know what I mean? So it's like it's
kickback all the time.
Yeah, literally, and so she's just sort of like feeling for that, and I was just asking her loads of questions. I was like a little golden retriever.
In my head, I thought you was like, I thought you went and watched it happen.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah. Oh right, okay,
I went there. I wanted to ask her all the questions in the world. I was like, how do you get into this? She's like fucking got the balls in the hand. Do you know what I mean?
And is that what she specialised in as well? Like,
because I found it insane. Because I said to Beth, I was like, is she like a normal person? And Beth was like, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So what's she tossing off a horse? Is that
no, she's cleaning it.
Right,
she's a
because
professional.
I was thinking of like a pun, and she's been pepper sprayed. That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say.
No, mate, she's a
can I have that.
willy clean.
I'm all right, thank you.
Cleaning it, that is mad, isn't it?
She's just sort of giving it a little clean and stuff.
What, did it have like a name for the company? I imagine like
surely
it's got to be like a punny sort of name what the company has, hasn't it? If you're like a
clean as a whistle.
Clean as a whistle, like that. Sole trader, like horsecock cleaner.
Winky Wash Limited, something like that.
Yeah.
Nay dirt on that cock.
Yeah, it needs the horse element to it, doesn't it? Yeah. I do like that though. Interesting job.
Yeah, I mean,
there you go for
I reckon you'd be good at that.
Cleaning knobs. Yeah, well, I clean mine every day. Yeah.
That's why you'd be good at it.
Crucially,
Mine's a little Shetland one. It's got. We're moving on. But
it's got.
When you mentioned smegma, when it goes hard, doesn't it? And you went, yeah, it does, yeah.
I can't believe that's the first.
Mate, I have such a distinctive memory of being a kid, right? And being told by like going through like puberty.
Having your cock cleaned.
Yeah, but I remember my dad being as like open as like, right, you got to start cleaning your knob, right? yeah. And he's like, you're at that age now, and I remember him saying, you get the skin back and you give it a good clean. And just being like, that is,
I can see your dad saying
exactly,
that.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. And like, I just like, right, okay. But you get right back, give it a clean. Okay. Cool.
Where's he saying this?
Why are you using your mouth now?
Is he saying this at home? Is he like a public place? He just thought, what, now's the time I'm telling him, post office.
Yeah,
it was a bit of Chiquitos.
I was warming up for a game of football. It's just...
Worse when you're sweaty.
Yeah. Harry, I can smell it from here. Sort it out.
Stop it, Dad.
But let's not be crude, right?
Yeah.
Let's not be crude.
Let's not be crude.
I can't believe that's the only bit of material you remember of me though, because I've done it like 4 times on stage. It's just not something I'm married to, so I've never. Like, I'll do it once and then I'll have something new that I do want to try instead.
If I was thinking material for you, I'd think of the bit where you do about where your girlfriend's celebrity crush.
Yeah,
that's what I would think of it. Yeah. That'd be a normal thing to think of. I think that'd be a bit of material. That would.
Yeah.
Who is your girlfriend's celebrity crush?
So I say on stage that it's Stormzy,
right?
Because the actual celebrity crush is Danny Jones, and that's the guy with curly hair with tattoos, so it's not really.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not
going
to work on stage. Yeah. And crucially, she's not 11 years old. I feel like I need to point that out afterwards. But yeah, I say on stage that it's Stormzy, and She just thinks he's good looking, sure. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I
It's
mean,
basically a bit about how you
yeah,
end up with
I've-
your celebrity crush.
he's seen
Yeah,
because I
I've
closed
seen-
it in
I've-
my head
yeah.
every
Yeah,
show.
sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, okay, interesting. This podcast is all about kind of like writing characters, stories, and whatnot, right? One of the things we're always like, I'm interested to know if you were to play a character, any type of character in a film, what type of character would you want to play?
I don't know because I feel like I've got too much ego to be like the one that's like a dickhead, like Jonah Hill in Superbad. I can't do it. I couldn't do it to myself.
Right.
But that's a character you'd like. You'd be like, that'd be a great part to play.
Yeah, it'd be fun to play, but I've got too much ego to be the fucking one that everyone's calling a fat cunt and just taking the piss out of. Like, I've not got it in me.
So funny the idea if your agent presented you with a script, you went, "Man, I've got too much ego to play that."
yeah. But like, do you know what I'm saying though? Like, I can't play the, I just that's the first one that comes to my head. Is like, it needs to be like someone a bit more
Interesting.
No, not even interesting, but like. I think of TV
Bond.
shows more, and obviously like it's fucking.
Would you go for Bond? James Bond?
I've never seen James Bond in my life.
You've never seen a James
never in my
Bond?
life, no.
You know what? I think Skyfall is a top tier film. You watch Skyfall?
Yeah.
That's probably my favourite Bond film. Anyway,
Is it?
characters wise, what else are we thinking?
Well, if I straight away I sort of thought of like Friends because I got brought up on Friends, and obviously he's just passed away, hasn't he? But like, I'd have to be Chandler. I couldn't be Gunther. That's the perfect way to sort of describe. Like, I couldn't.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not being the guy that everyone goes. He's a bit fucking ropey, a minute. Like, I'm not having that for the whole.
Right, okay.
The whole 10 seasons. Not happening.
That's okay. That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's like I thought you'd maybe pick a bad guy, play like a baddie.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think baddies are probably the most fun to
I
play.
can pull it off though. That's for a fucking.
I thought, what's it
Happy-go-lucky
called?
and-
Mark Zuckerberg in Social Network.
Because of the hair.
Your face then, you looked at me like, you prick.
Absolutely.
the one that everyone famously hates.
He said bad
It's
guy.
a new, hang on. He went, what character do you reckon you could play? And your first thought was the one where he plays where Mark Zuckerberg, Jesse Eisenberg plays a character where everyone's going, what a knobhead this is around the table for 2.5 hours.
I bet you'd be good at it. You're a good actor.
yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
I love the exhale, the
having
look at Ben, and because of the hair. that was so good.
Yeah.
Super slow mo, that because of the hair.
Who would you be in the film?
They've said the guy of Inglourious Bastards, the
Yeah,
one who
of
gets
course
his
you
head smashed in.
Yeah. And did you say you'd be?
Yeah, I'd like to play like a proper baddie, me.
Yeah, you're too nice, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Soft
I'll give it a go.
I reckon you
I'd be
play.
a Disney villain.
No, you'd play.
Jack.
Yeah,
have
put
you
me in a pair of
seen-
tights, mate.
You'd be
Fucking
Peter
love
Pan.
it.
You'd be Peter Pan. That's what you'd be.
Don't take this in good spirits. You would be like Steve Carell in 40-Year-Old Virgin, as in like you've got that nice good guy,
Yeah.
Hairy chest.
The hair.
hairy chest, it's very hairy chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
I think that is a great show. Steve Carell for you, and he's a great actor.
Oh, the guy
Just
in
never
The
get shagged.
Hangover that gets his tooth knocked out by
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
The one who was in the
I
office.
see that for you.
Ed Helms,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
The one that gets fucked by a ladyboy in the.
Yeah,
Well, that happened to you, didn't it, a couple of weeks ago?
yeah, it did.
So, I'd said I'd be Jonah Hill in Wolf of Wall Street.
yeah.
I think like
Also a dickhead, don't worry.
if there was like a live action Where's Wally, you know, like if they made a film,
Right.
that'd be a good one for you as well. The
Okay.
look,
Glasses, striped top. Yeah,
I think you'd suit it as well.
yeah. Love
I
crowds.
also think you could play Frank Sinatra, I reckon.
Right, okay. Tell you what, some of the shouts that are coming out
a
here
compliment.
are so off the fucking wall, right?
I'm
Like,
struggling to understand sort of the MO of the pod almost. Like you just
Yeah.
sort of going, you're a bit of a dickhead, and so are you. And it's just sort of all bassing,
Yeah.
like, and everyone's just sort of taking it and then offering their own back.
yeah.
There is a structure, right?
It's just we're interested to know what characters
Yeah,
you would
yeah.
like to play because I think it's time we should probably get into making this story now.
I think so.
Yeah,
absolutely. So
I'm excited because it's probably the first pod I've done that's got a purpose.
Yeah, mate, it does.
It's not just
be
comics
And
chatting
it's-
shit, which admittedly that's all ours is.
Yeah.
But Jesus,
Well,
The purpose
first
of
10
this-
minutes.
purpose of this podcast is highlighting our flaws as individuals.
yeah. Well, I got loads of those.
Yeah.
Got loads of those.
right, this is going to be All Made Up with Aaron Wood.
It's all made up, baby.
So, Aaron, welcome to the All Made Up podcast. Today, we are going to be making a story together in this writer's room, and you are our lead writer. We're your assistants. As you can see in front of you, you've got a few pots, green ones, red ones, yellow ones. Green ones are going to kick our story off, red ones are going to end it, and the yellow ones are a bit of a swerve ball in between to like send us in a different direction.
And do I just pick one out whenever I want, or are you guys telling me when to do it?
I will tell you when to do it.
Right, you
But
go.
before we even touch them, Aaron, we're going to build a character.
Okay.
So what would you like your character's name for today to be?
Leroy Griffin.
Yes.
Leroy Griffin.
I think it's the first Leroy we've had.
Yeah, it's a strong name as well.
My favourite character in Fame.
I like that.
Is he called Leroy Griffin in Fame?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
No, he's called Leroy. I don't know what his second name is.
Right, so Leroy, whereabouts is he from?
France.
He's from France, right?
Any particular, the Ardennes region? You know?
Can you fuck
Is he
off?
from... yeah. Well, is he from North France? Because very different. Obviously, like...
Tell me how.
The south of France, they're a lot more like...
Marseille.
Yeah. Well
I
done.
played FIFA Street.
All right. But the south of France, different feels all over France. South of France is a bit more kind of like la-di-da. You know what I mean? The north of France, Paris in itself, everyone fucking hates Parisians.
Right.
Yeah.
So like...
I'm going to jump in. I don't think Aaron's French knowledge is that strong in terms of... but I'd like to know, is he a French man or is he an English man living in France?
That's what I was going to say, actually, yeah.
Yeah. So actually, you miss it. He's actually he's British as fuck. Yeah.
Okay, so he just lives in France.
Yeah, he's moved. Yeah,
Okay,
recently
nice.
actually. So he doesn't know much about it either, and he probably shouldn't be quizzed at any point.
Oh, but I like that. So it's a British bloke, Leroy Griffin, who's
Yeah.
recently moved to France.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And
How old is he?
how old is he? Yeah.
17.
Oh,
Young
right,
buck.
okay.
Right,
Young
okay.
buck.
And has he moved there with his family or has he moved there on his own?
Nah, he's on his own.
Oh, good for him.
Right, okay. So that begs the question of why? Why has he moved there?
Don't get along with his dad.
Right, so we thought I'm going to a different
Well,
country.
Edinburgh Fringe flashback.
Yeah. Show.
So he's 17, and where's his family home in the UK? North, south?
He's north.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
What, Manchester? Should we say Manchester?
Yeah, he's
right,
from Manchester.
yeah.
Yeah.
Could it be from Stockport almost?
Yeah.
He could be.
Yeah, okay,
He could be,
right,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So we've got
Don't know him
Leroy.
too well.
Yeah.
We've got Leroy, who is originally from Manchester, but he's moved to France because he's not getting on with. He hates his
family.
dad. Doesn't get
Hates his family.
Right. Okay.
He's Papa.
It's Papa. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going.
So obviously still a student at this time. Is he going to college in France or is he going there
No, he's
like
working. Yeah,
What
he's
is he doing?
He's a part-time fairground operative.
Okay.
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
At Disneyland, maybe.
No.
Okay.
Just like waltzers and that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
You
so
know,
it's like-
scream if you want to go faster type look.
Yeah.
I think maybe he ended up in France because there was a fair near him, right? And they were like, listen, mate, we go all around Europe. If you want to come and spin waltzers, you know,
Yeah,
while
he's
breathing in
travelling.
the French air,
Yeah.
absolutely fine. You know,
Yeah.
I like that.
yeah. So he joins the fair, right?
The fair people, yeah.
The fair people, yeah.
What
So
they call
obviously
fair
they are
people.
fair.
Yeah.
Fair by name, fair by nature.
So yeah, they've taken him in, and he's off there, right? So he's 17, and we know what his job is. Does he have any love interest?
Yeah. All the French women, all of them. He's a bit of a.
All right.
Oh, so he uses like
Yeah.
he uses like English.
I was going to say a bit of a romantic. He's a bit of a mad cunt. Like, I mean, he's
Listen, we've all got our vocab. All right?
yeah. Exactly. He didn't start talking like that until he signed up to the fair. You know.
Yeah.
Well, they say, don't they, when you spin a woman really fast in a waltzer, she's yours.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
what I think he works on
Well,
every time. It's like
He's open lies. Put your hands up for Leroy.
I like that. So it goes around all over.
is it France? What?
Is it all over France he's taking this fair then? It's like, have you heard of Silcox? Silcox Fair?
Yeah,
That's the one
yeah.
that travels around here, isn't it? So it's
Yeah.
like the equivalent, but in
Yeah.
France. Okay.
Silcox, but with a little dash above the L.
Yeah.
It's a gooks.
Silcox, yeah, like Jacques Lecoq, Silcoq, yeah. I like that. So he's got girlfriends all over France, it seems, like a bit of a player.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm living vicariously through this guy because I love fucking fairgrounds. I'm autistic and I get to win him.
Right,
So, yeah.
Okay. Right.
What a
Nice,
guy.
nice little balance. And does he want anything? Like, because obviously, if he's in France, does he want to patch things up with his dad, or is it more just like, I'm just going to carry on living
No,
my
he's
life?
living the dream now.
Right,
You know what I mean?
okay.
He's having a good time.
Why France? Why has he chose
That's where
France?
that's
fair
where the
went.
thing's going.
Yeah, I know, but when he went to France, the fair happened to be there. I don't think he moved for the France.
No,
did he?
he jumped the fair in the
Yeah,
UK.
so
and it went to France.
Ah,
Yeah, that's
right,
what it was
okay.
taught. Yeah.
I see.
What it was is Harry knew the start of the story better than I did.
Right,
Harry
yeah.
just gave me a little nudge there, didn't you,
That's
Harry?
fine.
Yeah.
It's a writer's room. You know what I mean? We're in it together.
Yeah. He spoke about it downstairs.
Yeah. Exactly. So let's get this straight, right? He spins waltzes. Great. You're going to mention about wanking off a horse. It's going to be perfect. So
I was just going to say, before we jump into a card, let's just get a bit of a look of him. So what does he look like, this lad? Is he tall, small? Is he a good build?
Yeah, he's handsome. He's 6'5".
6'5",
Yeah,
handsome.
he's a big dude.
Yeah, spinning waltzers must be.
Yeah.
He's spinning them with his hands.
Yeah.
It's not even a machine.
Yeah.
So is he like fit? Because he's obviously doing the fair.
Yeah. But ultimately, he still works on a fair, so
Well,
cigarette hanging out of his mouth and
Looks great with a bum bag on.
yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
smokes far too much for his age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vape pens exclusively. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I reckon we get a start card. Right. So with the character that we've got now, which is Leroy, if you pick one of the green ones, Aaron,
Lovely stuff.
there is a blank, and you're going to put Leroy where the blank is.
Leroy never expected to go to space,
Right. That could be outer space.
which is a nightclub in France.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, we're going to pick up a red
I like
one.
that.
A red one?
Red one now, and we're going to find out where it ends, so we know where we're getting to.
They had no other choice but to cut it off. This is about Beth's horse.
Right, okay.
Okay, so we'll start off with they went to space.
Yeah.
Leroy went to space.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's a nightclub in France?
Yeah, it's a nightclub in France. In France, yeah.
It is a nightclub in Spain as well. It's in Ibiza, isn't it? Space.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Maybe the fair could travel that way.
that's
You
the
know what I mean?
point.
So it's like they've conquered France, right? Absolutely smashed it. And the guy that runs the fair, what's his name? We've got to give him a name.
Yeah, he needs a body.
Got to be Jacques something, hasn't it?
No, because he's not from France.
Oh, he's
Right,
not.
okay.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
travelling.
yeah.
Italy,
He's taking
something like
me-
that.
He's on
I'm
tour.
thinking.
Yeah,
He's on tour.
I mean,
Jacob.
Jacob, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jacob's the PT Barnum.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I imagine. You know what I mean? The ringmaster. So yeah, they travel down to Spain.
I do like the idea. I'm just going to throw it out there. Might not want to roll with it, but I like the idea of Jacob only being like a year above him, like 18, and have it, you know, like sort of like bit of chums, and they're in this together sort of thing. And his dad's passed him down the fair, and he's like you said, the ringleader of it.
Maybe Jacob's dad died in like some tragic fair accident.
Yeah.
And he inherited the farm, the
Mate,
fair.
Yeah.
Tell you what, there's layers to this, right?
Yeah.
Perhaps the relationship Jacob had with his dad is something which, what's our character called?
Leroy.
What do you
Leroy.
mean? What's that character?
Sorry.
That guy?
Yeah, but
a bit fast.
I think there's probably an element of Jacob being like, maybe you should patch things up with your dad.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's along this story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or he's older than him and he sees him as a father figure.
Yeah.
I like that as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
See? Layers, right?
Layers.
Okay, so essentially they go into a nightclub, and they're going to space in Ibiza.
Yeah.
So they've gone over to Spain, and is there anything that they've have they got on the minds? Is it like we're trying to get girls, or are they thinking how do we build the fair even bigger? Like, what is their collective goal? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just in a nightclub, so they're chilling. They've had a great day on the fair.
Right.
They've,
Yeah.
you know,
Spinning the senoritas.
They were spinning the waltzers so fast, this group of girls, and the girls give them the number, and now they've ended up in Spain. They're supposed
They
to
were
be
like,
meeting.
whoa!
Yeah, they were spinning real fast.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
And the girls said, "Oh, we like the way you spin.
Yeah.
What if you come along with us?" And they're supposed to be meeting these girls there.
Right. Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Right. So so they're meeting the girls at the club.
Yeah.
So they're not like, let's say they're not at the club yet. They're on the way there. What are they doing? Are they like going for a meal beforehand? Are they getting dressed up? Like, are they boozing? Are they arriving like sort of half cut? What are we thinking?
Well, I think they've cleaned up because a fair is like they're all the greasy sort of rides, and it's normally in fields and stuff,
Yeah.
isn't it? So I think do you think they've cleaned up?
I think so.
I imagine
And
they're both dressed in white.
Yeah,
It's like,
with
you know what I mean?
tuxedos.
Yeah, no, not tuxedo.
like Dumb and Dumber type.
Yeah. But do you know like the white parties? In
They've
like
tried
Ibiza?
too hard.
That's what I'm. Yeah, just like it's labels. You know what I mean? But it's very flash.
with oiled hair from the rides.
Right.
Yeah,
Slick their hair back with
slick
oil
back.
from the
Yeah.
rides.
They've misunderstood the type of event they're going to, and they've dressed to impress. Yeah.
Right.
It's
Like
just a little
tails.
rave, but they're misunderstood.
Okay.
He's dressed all in white. He's in a white suit.
You know what it is? When I went to Ibiza, we went to this club called Es Paradis, and it was like we went. And have you ever been to a water party before?
Yeah.
No.
I've been to like a beach club in the day, but not.
But so there was this club there, and it was a water party. So essentially, they're in this nightclub, and it's just not everything's normal. And then in the middle of the must have been like when it hit midnight or 1 o'clock, the floor of the club just started filling up with water. To
Wow.
so I'm thinking
I'd shit myself.
yeah. Oh, it was absolute madness. You had people like jumping off stages into like just this water what had filled the whole stage up. But what I'm thinking is, could that happen at Space? So they're in these like white outfits, but it's actually they've not realised it's a water party and they're going to get piss wet.
Or
Do
a
you know what?
party type.
Foam party, water party.
So you met up with the girls. You met them outside the place. The girls are all sort of like
armbands.
yeah, sexy.
Yeah. All right, lads.
Armbands is great. The orange ones.
The girls are in like skimpy tops and not the skimpy. It makes you sound like a fucking weirdo. But like, do you know what I mean? Like beachwear.
Yeah, Ibiza beachwear. Like goggles.
They've got this thing. Safety first.
They've got a lilo.
Yeah, we've come here to swim. No,
exactly. Yeah, and so I reckon they obviously feel a bit silly, and they get in the club, and obviously the girls are excited, being like,
But Jacob and Leroy don't know why. Like, why have they dressed like that? But we're in a nightclub. Like, what?
Yeah,
they're
not
just
used to it.
Yeah, I mean, you could have dressed a bit differently. I mean, it's a bit odd that you've come out in a bikini to a nightclub, but they don't know. It's going to fill up with.
Yeah. There must be the only men ever in Ibiza that would complain about that, I reckon. Yeah. What? You want to put a jumper on? Get a better class.
I can see Chebs and I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't want it all out now.
Okay.
So yeah, I've got them. They're in the club, right? And I imagine these girls
50 Cent over here.
Yeah.
Is it 50 Cent that sang in the club?
Yeah.
Great song.
And I think they're more. They're enjoying the girls' company, but not necessarily the experience of being at the club. So do you know? I think in their mind, it's like their aim for this evening is to pull these two girls.
Well, Jacob's 40. He can't be asked anymore.
All
right, out.
Right, so Jacob's
wingman in Leroy. With these girls. Because they've only just got to France. Leroy wants a bit of
and the girls are just like
Jacob's like he's a dad. He can't be asked for his club.
Okay,
he's going to start filling with water soon. So he's fucking not asked. He's not bothered.
I also think the music might be a little bit tame for them because at a Funfair, the music is famously
it's usually like
happy hardcore, isn't it? Like,
It's usually like,
oh, you ready to go faster? Like, DJ, and all this like, I be the chill. They're like, what's this classical music?
Yeah, I like that. What I'm thinking is we get a prompt in there just to like spice it up. So if you pick one of the other ones up, Aaron, and then we're going to incorporate this into the story.
So you don't have to say it straight away. It just has to be like the next couple of minutes.
Do I have to tell you what it is?
Yeah, go on.
All right, okay. So the voodoo doll fell into their lap.
Okay.
Right. Ooh. This is a nice little term because with fairgrounds and usually travelling, there is that element of like...
Yeah, reading tea leaves.
Palm readers, tea leaves. Right, okay.
Mentalists. Spiritual.
Go on, what are you thinking, Ben?
So I think this next stage is these girls want to get out of here.
Right.
Go back to the camp.
Yeah.
And there's a...
Camp.
I don't know what they call it. Camp, fairground. I'm trying not to be offensive.
I tried really hard to not give him the appearance of a traveller, but yeah, sure, you've gone with it anyway.
Still in caravans. But like they go back, and I imagine there's maybe like a sort of a fortune teller within the camp who travels around with them.
Right. Okay.
So I think we should maybe lead to, but I don't know.
Like a Mystic Meg.
Yeah, like that sort of figure.
But it like so, and this voodoo doll falls on the lap. Yeah. Okay, so
I don't see it being a small voodoo doll. Right, I see it being
absolutely buried into the ground,
like a doll that if you looked at,
size.
Like it looks like an inflatable doll.
What about they've gone back to the fair, and there's usually like you win dolls, don't you, when you're like doing the hooker duck and things like that, and they've won a doll, and it looks like someone. You know what I mean? They've, like, as in like, or it's a teddy, but it's
looks like Leroy's dad.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's what is this? Who is this voodoo doll of? You know what I mean? I think that's important. Who's it controlling? Who's it hurting?
I think it's like an attraction at the fair. So it's like, you can you can have your own voodoo doll or experience with this voodoo doll, and it's you make
what sort of fucked up fairs.
But it's a bit like it's dodgy. It is dodgy. So in my head, I imagine this being like, let's go back to ours. We've got something cool to show you. And then they obviously unwrap the voodoo doll. Yeah, like you can if you make this do anything.
No, right. Do you understand? Like the premise of a voodoo doll is
it's your enemy.
It's your enemy. Yeah. So right, your voodoo doll, you can I could have a voodoo doll of you, and I could put needles in it, and you'd feel the pain. Yeah.
I've got one of both here.
Right, okay. Yeah, so who is this voodoo doll of? Because if they're like, we're just going to go and unwrap this voodoo doll, who is it? Who is the person the controlling or hurting?
I think you can choose whoever you want it to be.
No, so I think they maybe don't take it seriously. I think John, like in classic horror films, like they're like, oh, we don't believe this. So maybe they make a voodoo doll of somebody, not it looks just like you, Leroy.
Yeah.
But this pre-existing voodoo doll fell into their lap.
Yeah. So
made one.
How did it fall into the lap? And
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you mean. What if, the voodoo doll... Go on.
It's the voodoo doll is of Leroy's dad. And no,
Is he
no,
right?
wait.
And Leroy's made it so he can get back at your
No,
dad at home, yeah.
I know, no, a different and
a different
a different option.
It's
It's a voodoo, but there's something in the voodoo doll that's making Leroy's dad be mean.
right. So someone's already
So
controlled.
it's like they always wanted Leroy in the funfair, so they the voodoo doll made.
Right.
Jacob's got this voodoo doll of
Yeah.
Leroy's
I
dad.
just maybe it's a bit of a
I like that. Right. That is very
You like
good.
that,
Ben.
isn't it?
No. So Aaron set it up. You rolled with it, and now I'm.
He rolled a bit 6 or 7 minutes later. I'm like,
You
Right.
tapped it in. That's what you do.
So it's of Leroy's dad, yeah. But you're saying the reason why Leroy's dad was always mean to Leroy was because someone was controlling him via voodoo doll.
Yeah, I think
maybe
gives
Jacob's not this ally that Leroy wants fought.
Yeah, so Jacob's got this voodoo doll of Leroy's dad, and he's the one who sort of manipulated this scenario so that Leroy comes to him and joins this fair.
Yeah.
Yeah? So is it that when they go back to wherever they're staying, the voodoo doll of Leroy's dad falls into his lap accidentally, and Jacob sees it happen, and he's like, shit.
Yeah, that's a shout.
You know what I mean?
The partying back at the caravan, the partying in the caravan,
Yeah.
and they just started. The girls are going through the cupboards looking for snacks.
That is very good, Aaron. I like that. Yeah.
He just fell into the lap. Yeah,
So the
He's
party in
like,
the
they're going,
caravan.
oh, what's this? So Leroy's gone, fucking hell, it looks a bit like my dad.
Yeah.
And now he's questioning Jacob. He's like, why have you got this in your caravan?
There we go.
What are
Now
you
we're
talking about?
cooking. This is the nice little conflict that we wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what he did to the voodoo doll.
Yeah.
His dad's at home like, fucking
Yeah.
hell, gonna come.
Maybe that's why he left. Because he just kept ejaculating in the house. And he's like,
He's
"Dad."
okay.
You're obsessed with that, you.
Yeah, you're obsessed. You're all right.
Yeah, he says, you want to get a bucket now?
You buried some bloke in it not long ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. So, Aaron,
Yes.
this voodoo doll falls in Leroy's lap, and it's of his dad.
No, it falls into the girls' lap. The girls are looking.
Yeah, but then Leroy sees it, and then he's like, he thinks, that's my dad. What is his reaction? Is it for him to sort of confront, or is it to like, does he go outside? Is he confused? Is he angry? Like,
He's just
what is
confused.
he thinking?
He's really confused because he's thick as mince as well. He doesn't know what a voodoo doll is.
Right,
He's like, why have you got a doll that
Yeah.
looks like my dad?
right.
So-
Okay,
Right,
and so
yeah.
he gets
Like,
it,
get it.
and he lobs it at a wall. First thing he does, and his
Yeah.
dad feels it. Fucking hell.
He just flicks to his dad. In the film, flicks to his
But
dad,
he's-
going,
Yeah.
And then he goes and puts it on a waltzer and his dad's just at home like, fucking wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I think this is good. So I think the first thing is like you said, confused. What is going on here? And then I don't think Jacob's in the room when this is happening. I don't
What
think
other room's he in? It's the caravan.
he's outside.
He's in the awning.
Right, but I just don't think like Jacob's privy to this happening at the moment. I think it's just him and these girls.
Yeah.
And the girls are like, they're just thinking, oh, I think it could be a voodoo doll.
Yeah.
Here we
What
go.
if they're like, the girls are flirting with him and they're using the voodoo doll of being like, you know what I mean? Like, where do you want us to? And they start like robbing it, and obviously
that's awkward.
yeah. And I don't think I keep forgetting his name. This young
Leroy.
man.
Leroy.
I don't think Leroy's that into it. He's just a bit like, yeah. She's like, what do you want us to do? And he's
Oh,
just
he's
like,
put my dad down.
yeah. Put the doll down. Put the doll down.
Yeah.
And they can't. It's France, not Switzerland.
Yeah.
It's so traumatic, this, and you're using this doll of my dad I don't speak to try to seduce me.
Yeah, but he would recognise his dad. He only left when he was 17, so he'd know it was his dad straight away, wouldn't he?
Yeah, of course. So what I mean is he then going? He's obviously thinking like, why is this here? It's so weird. There's a doll of my dad. Does he go and confront Jacob?
I think he has to, doesn't he? He
Yeah,
has to.
I think you go outside, wouldn't you? Be like, Jacob, what's the crack here, mate?
And what does Jacob say?
It's there at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Jacob like say, oh, I don't know what it is? Is it like, oh, I knew this day would come? Like,
He's a bit uncomfortable. He's sort of like acting shifty. He's like, oh, fuck, I didn't think you'd...
Ever find that?
like how did
I
that
think,
get there?
right,
Oh,
knowing what the end line is, okay, I think...
they had to cut it off.
Yeah, I think this is the point where he's connected. So it basically, he comes clean. Jacob comes clean, and basically he's like, look, I had my eye on you when we did the fair there, And
A 17-year-old boy.
yeah, but he's looked at him. I don't think he's looked at him. In that, it's like.
Hey, it's my story. If Jacob wants to be a pedo, he can.
I need to pass this fair on to someone, right? And I wanted it to be you. And I think Leroy, once he has realised this, maybe a year or so down the line, is like doesn't welcome that idea, and then starts to try and make his way back to the UK, being chased by Jacob and the fair.
Can I jump in? I think so. He's Jacob's 40. We said, because first we said he was 18, but let's say he was 40 because you went with 40. I think that he knew Jacob's dad, and they used to work on the fair together.
Yeah.
17 years ago.
And nobody spanned Waltzers like Jacob's dad. Like what Leroy's dad.
Well, what I'm thinking is, let's say that 17 years ago, or it'd be 18 years ago, the reason, like you said before, Jacob's like a father figure to Leroy, but he hates his dad in real, like, what he thinks to be his dad. Is there like a biological sort of, is Jacob his real dad? But, do you know what I mean? But he got stole off him by, there was something to do with the mother of Leroy and the feud between the two. You don't think?
No, I don't think that's what happened.
Right, okay.
I think that he's worked with him and his dad was getting in the way.
Right, okay.
And you know what I mean? Like, basically this, Jacob's had, he's got his bond with this lad. He knows he's going around the world. Leroy's dad was going, no, you stay here, you study. And so he's drove them apart.
Right.
He's drove them apart so that Jacob could get what he wants.
Right, okay. And why Jacob? Why Leroy? Why has Jacob chosen Leroy to do this?
Because he was a 17-year-old boy.
Yeah. so I have a bit of an idea. I think that maybe Leroy's dad is actually the older brother of Jacob, and he's actually the heir to the Funfair.
To the Funfair.
And that's why it keeps moving.
That's the title.
The Fun Heir.
Yeah.
He's actually the heir to his Funfair, and like he's got to keep. That's why the fair keeps moving. Because the dad didn't want anything to do with the Funfair. He's like, I'm done with that. I don't want anything to do with it.
The fair has been passed on from generation to generation of young boys that have been kidnapped.
What a horrible image.
Yeah.
Every time you chime in, it's fucking harrowing. Someone's getting fingered or kidnapped every time. But when he chimes in, there's a paedophile. He's trying to keep it all together, and you're going, what if he fingered him? What if he fingered him after kidnapping him?
He's a 17-year-old boy.
Right, okay, so you've just got to relay to me what's happening here then. Right, so they found the voodoo.
I just offered a couple of suggestions.
Right, so let's just get it back on track before we get our next prompt. Yeah, so we've got the voodoo doll which has been found. He's gone outside and confronted Jacob, which is why has he got a voodoo doll of Leroy's dad? Let's just make it clear. Why has he got it?
Because he wanted to drive them apart. Wants to drive his dad and Leroy apart.
Right, so we wanted to, and it's because
he could manipulate Leroy.
Right.
Control him. It's ridiculous. His name's Leroy. It sounds so stupid. He could manipulate Leroy as if anyone would want to.
And just finally, just the last piece of the puzzle, and he wanted to manipulate Leroy. I get that it's to drive him and his dad apart, but why did he want to drive him and his dad apart?
So he could take him on the Funfair with him. So he travelled the world because Jacob didn't really have much of a younger life. Jacob had a missus and he was with her for so many years that he never got to experience, being. So he wants to live vicariously through Leroy.
Right. That all makes sense. That's nice and clear.
Which is why they're going to this nightclub, but he doesn't really want to be there because he's still 40.
He's trying to live vicariously, like you said, through Leroy, but it's difficult. And it may be hard for him because, like, when these two girls have come back, they're only interested in Leroy, obviously, because they're all a similar age.
Which is why he's outside, he's sulking, he's smoking, doing whatever.
Yeah.
And that's when they've gone looking for snacks. That's when they stumble across the voodoo doll. Now here we are. He's wondering what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Understand. So he's approached Jacob, right?
Yeah.
You said that he's come clean.
Yeah.
About the whole situation. Let's get another prompt card in.
Got you. I'm going to spin him around a little bit. What we got?
How is it?
As the clock struck 3, birds started falling from the sky.
Right, okay.
Right. More magic.
Okay. Yeah, there's more magic, yeah.
More magic, yeah.
So as the clock.
The clock.
Hey.
As the clock struck 3, birds started falling from the sky. Okay.
I think, right, that Leroy is now trying to make his way back to the UK.
Okay.
I think because the idea, it's an element of betrayal you just had there.
You'd be upset because he left his house thinking that his dad was just being mean to him. It actually turns out that this
Yeah.
spell was making him like that, and you'd be really upset, wouldn't you? Like,
I think. So if just,
No, it's your story.
Mate. You're the lead writer.
I think birds is the term that they use in France for a plane, and I think he's gone to sort of get a flight home back to England,
Right.
but the planes have started falling from the sky.
More magic.
But he just goes, "Oh, birds." Not necessarily magic. It's the only thing that can make a plane fall from the sky.
No, but what I like about that is, right, so obviously he's trying to get back to the UK, goes to the airport, birds, planes start falling from the sky when the clock strikes 3. But let's just go a bit before that. He's took the voodoo doll with him.
And one of the girls.
And one of the girls.
Yeah.
Right.
You're coming with me.
No, but she's interested.
Right.
She wants to know what she wants to know how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
Let's put a name on this girl then. What's her name?
What's her name?
Well, she's actually from Stockport as well, so it's easier for her to get back. It's just convenient.
Yeah.
Well, what's her name? What's her name?
Her name is Marion.
Right, so her name's Marion. So Marion and Leroy on the way back to the airport.
Marianne.
Marianne.
Oh, nice.
Right, it's a French girl.
Yeah.
But they met, but in Spain, ironically. It's like, we was in France last month. Yeah. That's what got them talking. That's how,
Have you heard of it, France? I've been there.
Okay, so they're at the airport. Their flight is due to depart at 3.
Yeah.
No.
No?
3:15.
3:15. Right, okay.
Yeah.
So
they've not boarded the flight.
they're not boarded the flight. And then as they're there, so it says birds, plural,
Yeah.
start falling from the sky. So a few planes fall from the sky. So this is that thing of like, is it just coincidence or has Jacob
Yeah.
like
He's got a voodoo doll of a plane. It says Ryanair on the side. He's like, "Way!" He's looking punching the plane.
Loads of planes.
He just keeps picking it up and
He's got
dropping it.
loads of planes. He's got a caravan full of them. He controls the whole of air traffic control.
he's got a little map. He's got a little map on the side. Yeah.
It's his passion.
Yeah, I like that. Right, but so are we saying that? Are we saying Leroy's got voodoo planes?
Yeah, you don't want him to be able to get back to the UK, does he? She's stopping him.
He's like a secret wizard, isn't he? You know what I mean? He is. He's like a warlock.
Yeah, I think we go with that. Yeah, I think warlock.
He is.
Why not? Will's our oyster.
So if you think about it, this is a pretty dangerous quest now that they're on because he's got to try and get back to the UK. But like, how?
Sabotage him. Yeah.
I think he looks at the armbands she's wearing.
Yeah, because it was a
Still got those on for some reason.
And he goes, look, if we can't fly, we'll swim, right? So I think it's a case of, they'll build a raft,
Out of her.
No, right. I mean, like, I'm just thinking about the story of the bird. Like, we said that before they got on the plane.
Yeah.
The plane.
Yes, this has started happening. All the flights start getting delayed, cancelled, because everyone's going, what the fuck?
But what about if they were on the plane? It's gone into the sea. And then she's still got her armbands on, and they're using that as like a buoy.
I love the fact that she's got so much trust in the armbands, but not the life jacket that probably was under the seat.
Could you also imagine being sat next to somebody on a plane with armbands on?
I think
You're in
that's
first class. He's a fairground operative part time.
I think that is the thing. They're on the plane.
Yeah.
It lands like safely on the water, and obviously everybody has got we'll say English Channel, right? He's trying to get back to
referencing the plane that fell.
Yeah. But they've got their jackets on, right? And I think they're all in the water in like the circles, which you see on the little card on the back of the thing. You know what I mean? Like everyone link. And I think because Leroy's got he's like so driven to get home. I think he's commanding like everyone in the middle of a giant circle, being like swim, and
like geese in the sky, where it's like an arrow, and the strong swimmers at the front, and then they fall to the back, and then the next swimmer comes in.
Everyone's holding onto each other. Like it's.
I like the idea of there's a big circle, and Leroy's just spinning it because he can't.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, he's like, what do I know?
So he's spinning the circle of swimmers.
Yeah. He's like, bloody hell, we're going so fast.
Yeah.
What do I know? How to spin things.
Yeah. Well, he's got the rhythm, hasn't he? If you want to,
and they're constantly screaming, so he's just doing it faster.
Yeah. The harder you swim, the faster you go. Come on.
We're the same wavelength, me.
But I just did like the idea of the armbands being on that, like the plane going down. But she'd like before she got on the flight, she's obviously like deflated them. But on the way down, she's blowing them up mega quick.
I think she was sat in the middle seat of the plane, and we're going down, and then lifted them, and people either side have gone.
On her.
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. inflate.
What's even more funny? The pilot said, "We're going down."
Yeah.
Is that what they would announce over the tannoy?
Yeah. Look,
I heard it's maybe a Mayday situation.
We're going down.
But she, quick as a
fairground.
flash, blow.
yeah.
The
Goggles
plane's
on.
going down. The armbands are getting blown up. That's what's happening.
And I think she's like, don't worry, I'm a strong swimmer. And
So much social need armbands.
yeah, so they land. She's the first one in the water.
Also, why is she so cool and calm? Plane's going down. Don't worry, I'm a strong swimmer.
Yeah, and I think as well, it's like the plane lands near the Isle of Wight, so it was close to the shore, right?
Right, okay.
So like land is in sight, right?
Yeah.
They're not a days adrift.
So Leroy's span them in
Yeah.
the circle of swimmers to shore. So they've got there, not even out of breath, just because of how much work he did.
Oh, yeah,
He's very good at it.
Oh, yeah.
So he gets on land. Voodoo doll's piss wet through. His dad's drowning. What's going
Yeah,
on?
halfway through swimming back over the channel, he's gone, fuck me dad, and just held him above the water.
Yeah, yeah.
He stands on the M62 just going, whoa.
Yeah, the fact that it's the shit.
His ears have popped from the altitude.
I like him just like the idea of him just being in like an office job or something like that. He's an
As the
accountant.
plane's going down, he's choking on Pringles.
Yeah. He works for the council. He's just...
That is so funny, that image.
Right, okay.
Right,
so-
okay, so let's say they're on land.
Yeah.
They've reached land, and his dad, he's Stockport.
Yeah.
So in terms of like, you'll know, travel-wise, Isle of Man to Stockport, what time?
Isle of
where
Man?
would... Isle of Wight, sorry.
Isle of Wight. Mate, you that's like a 4.5, 5 hour drive, that.
Right, okay.
Hell of a swim.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you decide to go around the coast.
Yeah.
I want to see the White Cliffs.
Yeah, he's doing a tour guide.
it down.
He's gutted that his trip's been cut short, so he still wants to see stuff. You know?
Yeah. I like the idea. I feel like the Funfair community are pretty well connected with one another. So is there any way that he knows he has a contact in the Isle of Wight,
Right.
which sort of gives him a lift, or does he get there by train? How is he getting to Stockport?
I
Is
like the
essentially
idea
what
if he
I'm
gets rescued, he just gets hooked by his finger just from the top of his head.
Yeah, that is funny.
Well, so I think the fairground would be on Jacob's side, to be honest. So I think he maybe has to avoid the fairground people. I think that adds a bit more
That is
tension to it, I
Constantly
think.
trying to hook him. But he's
Yeah,
yeah. I like the idea of
He's
loads of...
bobbing and weaving in the water.
Because like you'd have like the world's strongest man, the bearded ladies chasing him and stuff like that. We could integrate all that then.
But I like the
Same
idea.
thing.
I like the idea of when he first joined the fair, they actually installed the hook into his skull. Do you know what I mean?
Right, yeah,
It's-
you're one
He's
of us
still
now.
pulled Marianne somehow. What? The guy's got a wrist.
that is like you said, you're one of us. As soon as you joined, the hook gets installed.
Yeah.
So I do like the idea, like
The
you
hook's a
said.
metaphor, though. It's not actually there.
Ah,
So it's all in his head. He's mental.
yeah,
Marianne's not understanding what's happening.
Yeah.
But he's been brainwashed.
So
Yeah.
it's a metaphorical hook.
Yeah.
You are not one of us. I do like that. But like you said, they're trying to get to Leroy's dad. Let's put a name on Leroy's dad just for the final part of the story. What's his name?
Leroy Senior.
Leroy Senior.
Right, okay.
Perfect.
So they're on the way back. Let's say that they've took the train. Is there any people on the train who are sort of like looking a bit shifty or like, you know what I mean? Is it a struggle for him to get back?
I think someone's.
I think we've glossed over too much how they've got back to the fucking Isle of Wight from the English Channel. Like, I know he spanned them there, but like it's just
Well, he's got on the
now he's on
ferry.
a train and there's no problems.
He got on the ferry or hovercraft, wouldn't he, to go across to Portsmouth from the Isle of Wight, probably.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I've been there. I watched your Waddy there once.
What are you thinking, Harry?
I think he just gets back as fast as possible.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So yeah, I think he jumps on a train, right? I'm going to be boring with this, but he jumps on a train, right?
A ghost train.
Yeah, because the train.
He goes, there's nothing scary in here.
He's just fucking
He's so confused.
He's constantly on edge.
Yeah,
Someone's
he's
gonna
so
jump out.
nervous that someone's going to jump. Opens the toilet like...
Yeah, Marianne's like, what is the problem with you? Still got her armbands on.
Yeah. So I think he gets on the train, right, and 2 hours, right. He's got the Southwest service into London, Euston, up to 2 hours to Manchester, right. Stops just at Stockport.
But it's
right?
delayed.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
has to be.
They're on
But
strike.
yeah, he's I think as they're getting closer to Stockport, Marianne is like, what's the crack here? What are you going to do when you find your dad? Because it's been, I imagine like a few years since they've seen each other.
No, I don't think so.
I think like 12 months maybe, yeah.
No,
How long has he been travelling with the fur?
Yeah, not too long. France was the first destination. They've gone to Spain from France.
So
the
6 weeks?
Yeah, 6-12 weeks. They're sort of midway through the Spain stunt in that stint. And
Right.
Yeah, they were...
I have an image, right, of a woman with a newspaper on the train, and it coming down, and it being a bearded lady. Oh, the whole time they've been someone watching them.
Right, okay.
Then the last sort of hurdle trying to stop them getting to the dad, because they would be now. They'd be stressed, wouldn't they? From what's called the
Jacob.
Jacob would be stressed, wouldn't he? Because he don't want Leroy to get back to his dad.
Yeah. So the employing tactics essentially is what you're saying.
So where's Leroy up to? That's what I'm.
Well, Harry was going through whereabouts he was. So he's reached Euston. There was a delay, and now what train service is he getting to Stockport? Avanti train service.
Avanti West Coast.
Yeah. So he's flying on that, right? Okay, getting up to, and they're like,
he's got a meal deal.
Yeah,
he's got a little bit of snack.
Yeah.
He's he's decompressing. He's trying to calm down.
Yeah.
Marianne's there. She's trying to calm him down and stuff.
Yeah.
Just got past rugby.
He just remembered his dad's in back pocket, so he's took him out of there. He's just been squishing him.
And I think he sits the voodoo doll opposite him, right, on like a 4-seater, and Marianne's like, maybe you should practice speaking to your dad now.
Yeah.
Because that, like, figure out what you're going to say when you get there.
Ticket inspector comes along. Not right now.
Yeah. He's like, 2 minutes, mate. I think he places the voodoo doll down.
No, I need your ticket.
Yeah.
I need your ticket, thanks.
I'd right. Marianne, have you got the tickets?
She goes, 1 minute.
Yeah.
All the armbands are stopping her still.
Yeah, I don't care about your armbands. Where are the tickets?
She's took the tickets are in the armbands. Do you know, like when the girls keep the phone in the bra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, they're here. There.
Ticket for the Waltzer.
Yeah.
This is tickets for the Waltzers. This girl.
I think they've actually jumped on the train without a ticket, and what she's passed just says ticket on it, right?
Just read that herself.
Yeah.
And it's the leftovers from the sandwich they had. It's the carton from the sandwich they had.
Yeah.
Just written ticket on it in Sharpie.
This isn't going to work. I'm going to have to charge you.
Look, mate, this is a voodoo doll of my dad, right? And I've just had 6 weeks in France with some mad bastard called Jacob, right, who's turned my dad against me because he turned him into a voodoo doll. I'm now going back to Stockport to rekindle this relationship with my dad, and I'm trying to practice what I'm trying to say. So if you don't mind, you can fuck off.
Yeah, Andy missed that whole plane crash.
Yeah.
So it's 3 tickets you need then.
Right. We've not got a ticket, so I either get off or you go away.
Or you buy one.
Next stop, Stockport. That's where I'm going to, so I'll just get off there. Unless you're going to drop me off in the middle of the rails? No.
I've already done the ocean, pal.
Yeah.
I feel
the rails
like,
is nothing.
I feel like this has happened to you, Harry. You say that like it's actually happened. Like, I'm getting off at Stockport, pal.
I'm drenched in salt water. I need a shower, right? It's been a journey trying to get back.
Yeah. And his dad's got this overwhelming sense that he owes someone money.
Yeah.
He's sat there going,
Yeah.
I feel like he owes someone. I owe for a train ticket. I don't know why.
Right, well, I'm gonna let you off just this once.
Right?
You're free to go.
Yeah.
You shout, yeah. The world's shittest.
Big brother in there.
Also, like, so confrontational. He said, I'll let you off. And he goes, yeah. No,
17 as well, remember?
Yeah. I reckon that entire conversation is...
In fairground years, he's 52.
Yeah.
Right,
He's
okay.
weathered.
They reached Stockport.
Yeah.
The
Now approaching Stockport, right? And I think he has a problem with the sliding door. You know what I mean? It's a bit like it's not opening. I think, gets off the train. But does he maybe leave the doll on the train, forgetting it? You know what I mean? And he like sits
No,
on
it's the most important thing.
Right, okay,
no,
so yeah.
Of course not. No, he's not forgot that.
He jumps off the train. Does he say to Marianne, it's better you stay?
No, she
on the train.
Yeah.
You go to the next stop,
Yeah.
girl.
even the guy's like, I thought you were getting off. Like,
Yeah.
You got Manchester Piccadilly. I'll see you there.
No,
she's going with him. She survived the English Channel. She
Right,
wants
yeah.
to.
Yeah,
she's
this
seeing
trauma,
through.
isn't it?
You can't
Like,
kill Marianne. Stockport's not safe for you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't want to see your armbands popped. Please.
Why does he talk like that?
I don't know. Yeah.
I just love that voice.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So
they've got off at Stockport. They've come out the train station straight away. They see the beautiful golden arches of the McDonald's that's there.
Yeah.
Fucking fact check that, mate. So she's hungry. He's hungry. The meal deal wasn't quite cutting it. So they thought, we're gonna need to go to McDonald's. We need some food.
I think he buys a meal for his dad as well, because food's a great way to share with people, right?
Yeah.
So I think he goes in there, comes out with 2 Happy Meals, one for her, one for him, and then he gets his dad. I think they all have Happy Meals. I think that's like a nice little image.
right, okay. Where is his dad physically at this point?
In Stockport.
No,
His
as in
dad's-
like
his dad's physically in Stockport, but
Bridlington.
while they were eating the Happy Meals, the first 2, because they were just gonna, they were too hungry, they had to eat theirs. He's accidentally put his hand, the voodoo doll's hand, in the barbecue sauce, and his dad's just fucking sat at home like, what the fuck's happening here?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hands covered in barbecue, mate.
Well, the only thought I had, just to make it a bit more poetic, because like we're getting to the end here, and it's what is it? They knew they had to. We're close. We're close. What's it say? The final line, the red one, because I've just got a little thought.
They had no other choice but to cut it off.
They had no other choice but to cut it off. Right. So what are they? Well, just a quick one. I thought his dad, Leroy Senior, at this point, he's gone through all sorts, hasn't he? Like, you know what I mean? It's been a rough time for him for a long time because of this voodoo doll. He must be at his wit's end, and I think he's on the train tracks. You know what I mean? I think he's thinking, I can't live like this anymore.
So
like,
he's tied himself.
I don't know if he's tied himself or he's just thinking, I've got to end it. You know what I mean?
right.
And he's at Stockport train station.
That's too coincidental.
Do you think?
It's just not realistic.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking the poetry of like them bumping into each other as opposed to the going back to his dad's house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The idea of him throwing himself in front of a train that he's stopping,
yeah.
not even going. Like,
But it would end his problems in every way, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But no, I think because he has to chop some off, doesn't he? I think that Jacob has maybe made a voodoo doll of Leroy's arm. And he's
Right.
controlling Leroy's arm in some way, or some part of Leroy's body, so that when he gets to his dad, his arm's out of control.
I
don't know.
I was thinking, we could give it even more sinister twist. And obviously, Jacob has been thinking, what can I do? Oh, no, because he's got the voodoo doll with him. Because I was thinking the voodoo doll's head gets cut off, or like something had to get cut off the voodoo doll, and that's what ended the story.
Yeah.
What is getting cut off?
They have to stab it with a basilisk fang.
Right, okay. That's come out of nowhere.
To get rid of all the evil.
Have you been to Stockport?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of basilisks there, is there?
Not a lot of teeth.
Yeah, precious commodity there.
Aaron, what do you think is getting cut off? I think
Um,
this is important for wrap it up. What are we thinking?
I think it is metaphorical. I
Right.
think they're cutting anything specific. I think what they're actually cutting is ties to the fairground and Jacob and everything else.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that
So,
interesting enough? Though?
No,
yeah, I
Yes.
like
No,
that.
it's
So they're
good.
cutting off maybe the metaphorical hook, or if we said
A hook.
it was an actual physical hook, and the sort of like
Yeah.
oh
Little axle saw. Just like hold still. He
We've
like
got- we've
parts the curls in his hair,
We've got-
gets it right down to the scalp, and he goes, "What I'll do is, once I take the top off, I'll just give it a sand." He said, "You'll never know that. Put a bit of filler in, you'll never know." So
Turns out his dad's a Turkish barber as well.
yeah. So
Dad, I found this voodoo doll. It's of you. Someone's been controlling you for the best part of 17 years.
yeah.
And his dad's gone, no problem, son.
yeah.
You got an hook in your head.
Don't be like, nice to see you. No problem, son. Get in the back.
Get in chair. How do you sort this hook in top of your head?
yeah, I know. Parts his curls, right? And yeah, just a little bit. Gets a
Take a little bit off the top.
yeah.
About an inch.
Yeah. And
But
I
it
think
grows back every 2 weeks. He's got to do it again.
And that's the source of the power. That's the source of the power for this voodoo doll, maybe.
yeah.
A hook growing back every couple of weeks. Can I have a short back and hook off, please, pal?
Um,
And so I quite like that.
yeah, I think it's his dad's a tradie. You know, and he's
And a Turkish barber.
yeah, all right. Well, he's, yeah,
Barber's a trade.
yeah.
Well, no,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you're
Um,
not going to Wicks. They're waiting for that.
Your road's getting fucked up the next time you go to Barber's, mate. But right, I like that. So they knew they had to cut it off. It was the metaphorical hook or physical hook. I like either way. What are they doing with the voodoo doll? Just what are they putting it in a closet? What does the dad want it?
He's not gay.
I think if you've got the doll, you've got the power, haven't you? So I would put it somewhere safe. Right?
Where would that be? Where's safe in this world?
I don't think they've. I don't think they've done that at all. I think they've manufactured the voodoo doll to look more like Jacob.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And how have they done that? Is it like
Hobbycraft?
Yeah.
No, I imagine that being so painful for Leroy Senior though. It's like, yeah, we're going to modify this doll, Dad.
Yeah.
Different eyes.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Has to go through so much pain for this to work, but he's like, just fucking do it. Do it.
Cleaning it.
It's a traumatic couple of weeks trying to like modify it to Jacob's specs. But yeah.
I had them putting the doll like, do you know, like when Woody is as a collector's item.
Yeah.
So I had him like them putting the doll in a cabinet and it being like it stays there. It's like the Annabelle doll. You know what I mean? Like you don't touch it, and it leaves it open to could someone find it in the future.
I like the idea of them just forgetting to take it off the train. And his life is always in somebody else's hands, like, and that's the. I just love the image of what his dad's like.
What if he tells his dad, obviously, he's sawn the hook off, right? Fixed his head, and then
sanded it.
Yeah. It looks brilliant, that son. Honestly, tidy. Just let it dry. And then I reckon he's
let it dry.
I love the idea. If he's got a hook, he also has just a number written on his ass. Just turn it over. He's like, fucking hell.
But
would have said it.
I think he's told his dad about the doll, and I think his dad's a bit like, do you know what? Like this isn't.
I'm used to this now.
Yeah. Maybe
Constant pain.
Yeah, maybe his dad throws it, not thinking like.
Yeah,
no, that it's real. You know what I mean? And he throws it, and I don't know. It goes.
There's a lot of building stock put at the minute, so maybe it lands in like a cement mix and it gets covered up.
No, I like the idea. I do like the idea of his dad not realising, like not realising what it is and lobbing it into canal, and then drowning alive, and he's ultimately killed himself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I think that is so funny, that image.
Yeah, and she jumps in with her armbands on to go to go and get the doll,
but she can't swim down because she's got the armbands on.
Just battling on the surface. She is not submerging.
Also, canals are not this deep.
Yeah.
She's proper going for it.
Yeah, I love the idea of like
she looks like
he throws the voodoo doll in the canal. He doesn't die, but he's constantly got a shopping trolley strapped to his leg.
Yeah. I when she's trying to push down, I imagine it looks like she's doing a handstand on top of the water. You know what I mean? Like her legs are so high.
Yeah, that.
What's the last line it's got to end with?
No, we've already said it's the cutting off. This was just
post credits.
Yeah,
post credits.
Just burying into top of the canal.
Yeah.
Going, why can't I get there? Take them off, Marianne. I can't swim.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't need to swim. It's 3 foot, Marianne.
Maybe what they cut off is the shopping trolley from his ankle. It goes, Dad, no.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have to be this way.
You're free.
I think we wrap it up there. I think we made a great story.
that was-
Aaron, well done.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely
I appreciate it.
brilliant.
Thanks for having me.
No, well, we've still got a little bit left yet.
Yeah,
We've got a little bit left. How did you find this experience, though?
Hard. I was put on the spot a lot. It was the names that was hardest.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were very good at digging out like a bit more of a
deeper meaning.
Yeah.
Wow. Touch me, bro. That was nice, that.
Yeah.
Everyone's been sick.
I've not had touch me bro for years.
Yeah.
Bringing it back.
Like Jacob to Leroy.
Yeah. See, deeper meaning again.
Yeah.
He's a nonce, so deep.
Yeah, philosopher.
It had some nice imagery in it.
Great imagery.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Like, the idea of a hook in someone's head when they join the Funfair, I think the installation process itself would be...
Yeah, it's traumatic. Yeah, it's awful.
Are you sure you want to become one of us?
Yeah.
Because you will have to put a hook in your head.
But like you said, no one knows that they've actually got a hook because it's like the curl. You've got curly hair.
Yeah.
You got like, it's like having a mole in your head. You know
I
what I mean?
love the idea that if he ever goes in like a warehouse, the hook's so long that it's like the bumper cars and it's just constantly creating static.
That's a shout.
Yeah.
Well, his dad, amazing. His dad just like being in so much pain all the time, just like drowning this every so often. Then just like
my favourite was him forgetting it was in his pocket when they've ended up in the water. He's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Right. What we're going to do is, Aaron, we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to think about what like the trailer for this film would be.
Yeah,
So like what we'd actually see visually for the trailer, a bit of a montage sequence. So we will be back in a sec.
Just a little bit. And we're back. And hang on a minute. Yeah, I was going to tee it up. Yeah,
I usually tee this bit up.
Matt.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Stay in your lane.
Just a little bit.
And we're back. Aaron, thank you once again.
I preferred on Harry did it.
Right, shit that. He's never doing it. Right, okay. So, Aaron,
Yes.
we just bat and balled a few ideas of what this title could be for this film, and what did we land on?
Hook, line, sinker.
Hook, lie, and sinker, which I
Like
think is very good. Why did we go for it, Harry?
The hook in his head,
Hook in his head.
the lie,
The lie, the
And
deceit.
and the sinker being the plane, which was
sinker,
anything. It was
Or the
actually-
doll, because the voodoo doll of his dad was the sinker,
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
at the end,
Yeah. So good. The imagery of that is still tickling me right up. Right. But
It's not like that, Daddy Dyer. You tickle me right
that
up.
fucking tickled me right up.
So
Where is it?
theatrical.
Anyway, so we are now thinking what the trailer would look like. So, opening shot for this movie trailer. What do you reckon it'd be, Aaron?
I think it's everyone having fun on a funfair, but it's not all as it seems. That sort of vibe.
Right.
Kids playing, everyone having a great time. They're loving it, and then there's like a kid will drop a teddy and it'll pan into the teddy.
Right.
It's
I
like
like
a little
that.
Easter egg type thing
Yeah.
because that's the teddy. The teddy you used. We didn't talk about that before, did we? When we were doing the movie, but he turned a kid's teddy from the funfair that she'd worn,
Right.
and dropped into the voodoo doll.
Right, so maybe
So
showing
it's
the
foreshadowing.
funfair.
It's showing the teddy in the trailer.
Just maybe showing the fun part, but occasionally flashing to someone sewing.
Right, yeah, like a close
close-up of
close-up
sewing.
of like
Yeah.
sewing, and you're not too sure what it is.
Yeah, you don't
through
know.
it.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be like a track accompanying this trailer, so it's like some music behind it. So what sort of song are you thinking to sort of go with this trailer?
I think it's upbeat until it's not.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it's like until it's putting together this really exciting, like, oh, everyone's having fun.
Yeah.
What if it was
Then it goes quite
Frank
horror.
Sinatra and he's I've got you under my spell.
No.
I'm thinking more. It's got to be like what you would
Couldn't
hear
get the rights to that.
at a fun fair.
Yeah.
Sandstorm.
The roots.
Then it like because it builds up quite slow, doesn't it? It's like.
But I think that's too intense. Sandstorm. Because I think if you're saying like the opening shot is like a fun for kids, like having fun. I think it needs to be like a song from
I think
Wham.
it's typical funfair music.
That's what I mean.
What if
Like
it's Rhythm is a Dancer?
rhythm is a dance.
You think
he's
Sandstorm's
just-
too intense? But
No, but it's like rhythm. You know what I mean? It's building.
yeah.
What do you think it could be, Aaron? What song do you think it could be?
Just all the typical like just sort of chart music, but then it like that goes like quite sinister halfway through
Okay.
as the trailer sort of takes a shift.
Right, but then like the iconic shots for me. Right,
Yeah.
Obviously, I like the idea of the doll being formed. You've then got them in the club in the suits, right, and the reveal of like
It's a water party.
it's a water party.
I think don't give too much away though. It's all very like aloof. Like it's very like
Yeah.
why are they there? And then
I'm
like,
annoyed that we didn't come back to the fact that he was wearing an all-white suit, but on this train, but he was soaking wet.
Yeah.
The inspector only cared about the
Train tickets.
yeah. At no point is he got, why are you wearing a tuxedo that's pissed wet through?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's wearing
got-
armbands. That's never come up.
Starfish on his shoulder.
he's a professional. That's it. It's through and through.
Right. So we've got opening shot, kids at the fun fair. Then we've got the teddy. We've got the close cut of the teddy being sewn up. What next? What's the next shot we see?
Plane going down. Blow.
Right. I think that comes a touch later. So after that, it was like you said. Went back to where they were staying, and maybe we have to see that shot of like a teddy falling out of the cupboard.
Yeah.
Is it like a close up of him realizing? You know what I mean? What are you thinking that we're seeing there?
I think it's it falls out and like maybe the girl's rubbing his hair. She feels the hook, Yeah.
Just finger stuff.
Yeah, she's you got you got a hook in your hook in your head. He goes,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Oh, sorry about that.
But yeah, so she
Imagine that for a second.
Is that a hook in your head, or are you just happy to see me?
Running your hand through someone else's head.
yeah, just feeling a little hook.
And you're feeling.
Hey, he's got a ponytail and pulls it through it.
And you're just like, is that a hook in your head there? That would be mind-blowing.
And he just goes, yeah.
yeah. That is so good, that.
Yeah, so she feels that, right? And then obviously the big screaming match between him and
I'm going.
Jacob.
Jacob. I'm going, right? And I think at that point it's like everything's thrown into a bag and he leaves immediately what he's dressed in.
Yeah.
Holds the hand of Marianne as they storm off, you know.
Yeah.
I think, just for my own amusement, I think you'd be good at just like imagining like the voiceover for what this montage would be.
Right.
Like, what do you think it would be? I just feel like you'll come up with something good here. Go on. In the voice.
In the voice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think it is?
Go on.
Just because it's topical and relevant now. I think it's Ant and Dec, as if they're announcing a Bush Tucker trial and what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so that's the voice.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
wow.
Ant and Dec. So 5 celebrities.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Oh,
all
right,
about.
okay.
Yeah. One Funfair.
This summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're back.
Where's he from?
Yeah,
South African.
Do it right. So it's in that style, but do the voice, the voice that you
right,
do.
yeah.
Pull your fucking knickers up. I'm done. That
I thought it was like a fairground. Like.
voice. No, just come on. I want to hear this.
One boy, Leroy Jr., hooked into a fair. Yeah, hooked into a fair and carried along. He's travelled France, Spain, and now Ibiza.
Spain and now Ibiza.
Keep going.
I'll go with
Now
the same
Ibiza.
place.
I got it. He's travelled all of England, including Manchester.
Yes. Now Ibiza. He meets two fair maidens, both of which are wearing armbands. Quickly, things take a turn when she discovers the hook that is not just in his head, but in his heart. The voodoo doll of his father causing the gap between them and their brittle relationship. The cruel ringmaster Jacob, the manipulator, the puppeteer.
I feel like I've watched the whole movie already.
How good is it?
The puppeteer.
Will his father survive the journey?
Yeah. Quickly boarding a Ryanair flight back to Manchester. Things go nasty over the channel when the pilot says, "We're going down." They make a perfect landing on the water and form a circle of life vests.
A water-based waltzer.
A water-based waltzer crashing into the shores of the British Isles. Storming the beaches at Brighton, they make their way on...
Brighton.
Yeah.
He looks really in place in that white tux.
Yeah. He jumps on a southwestern train heading into London. Euston, next stop. Tickets, please. How about you fuck off, pal? Next stop, Stockport. Arriving off the platform, sopping wet, he greets his father and says, "I've been away for 8 weeks."
He's still on the platform. He's been waiting the whole time.
Yeah. I'm sorry about what's happened. Can you do something about this hook in my head? I don't know. Keep going.
You're doing it there. Keep going.
Do something about this hook in my head. Quickly whacking out an axle saw. Is it an axle saw? I don't know. A saw that's very good at dealing with metal. He parts the curls in his child's head. Bends him over his knee.
It's there.
Yeah.
Like Moses.
It's there. Oh my God. Keep going.
Slowly, he works his way through the hook.
Is it still the trailer?
Yeah. Getting it down.
This trailer's fucking ridiculous. I'd have paused the trailer midway through and stopped listening so that I could be surprised.
Just give the whole film away.
Getting it down to the base. He finishes it off with a small sanding and says, "Let it dry, son." And then what happens? The doll.
Marianne chucks it in the
Yeah.
He chucked it himself into the car.
Yeah. But Leroy Sr., not fully believing what his son has told him, discards the voodoo doll into the Manchester ship canal and drowns while stood on...
I love the fact they went from Stockport to Manchester just to put it in the canal.
It's a ship canal, isn't it?
Yeah, but as opposed to just sort of disposing of it in Stockport.
Yeah, his dad's got a hell of a throw.
Yeah. Best though in Stockport.
So, yeah.
Takes a run up.
Yeah. Marianne jumps in the water trying to retrieve the sunken doll. Yeah. But little did she know, the armbands that once saved her would be his downfall. April 15th. What's it called?
I don't think it's going to cinemas.
What's it called?
Hook, line, sinker.
Hook, line, sinker. April 15th.
Oh,
there you go.
That was brilliant, mate.
Jesus Christ.
I think maybe we should do that each week, but someone can do a different version.
I like that a lot. That tickled me. That tickled me fucking right up.
Yeah. Stupid, ridiculous.
Aaron.
Yes, mate.
Is there anything that you would like to plug on this podcast?
Just me, I guess. Just me and the pod that I do with another comedian named Liam Tuffy. It's really fun. Harry's done it. So if you're a big fan of Harry, then go and check that episode out. It's just those sort of laughing at all the bad things that happen to us in our lives, because spread negativity, and it's just a piss take of spread love and positivity, because the world's shite, and we need to, rather than just ignoring it, we need to have a laugh about it and stuff. So everything that's sort of like sad in our lives and stuff, we'll just take the piss out of and have a laugh, and it's just us sort of just pissing about and stuff. It's great. Yeah, it's really fun. Yeah. And just find me online, social media, Aaron Wood Comedy and everything.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well,
that's about it.
Thank you very much for coming,
worries,
Aaron.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did, mate. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Different, innit?
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to say, Harry, before we go?
No, just if you're enjoying the pod, tell people. Keep spreading it, you know what I mean? Spread the negativity as well for Aaron. But yeah, we do appreciate it, don't we?
Oh, mate, yeah, it's great. It's what's great seeing listeners going up every week. It's feeds my ego every week, so it's lovely.
Yeah. And keep sending in your prompts. If you've got things that you want to throw into a pot, get in touch with us online at AllMadeUp Pod, and we'll throw them in for future episodes.
Doing more polls. We'll start doing more polls for getting pods.
Yeah, cool. Right, well, let's end this here. So this has been All Made Up with Aaron Wood. Thank you
Very much.
It's all